Marilyn Chambers. She's desperate.
Gotta come quick and get me.
She's dangerous. And her victims are rabid. Rabid. A terrifying film starring Marilyn Chambers. Rabid. Pray it doesn't happen to you. Rated R.
You are condemned to death sport.
In the year 3000, there are no Olympic Games, World Series, or Super Bowls. There is only death sport. David Carradine and Claudia Jennings are super warriors.
I am my only master.
Lovers, imprisoned and separated with only one chance for survival. Death sport, rated R.
The Big Birdcage. A strange and brutal world of men who are only half men and women who are more than all woman.
Where do you want to be buried, nigger? And it's Miss Nigger to you.
Meet the girls of the Big Birdcage, enslaved to every cruel whim and desire of a ruthless madman, punished by the terrible machine that maims tender bodies and cripples innocent young minds.
Let me die! I'm alive!
Denied the one thing which would make their life bearable, their overheated passions burst forth in a wild rampage of vengeance and destruction.
Prison as a place of punishment.
Cage heat. Enter the female jungle of women's prison, USA. A seething hell of steel and stone where bodies behind bars ache with hunger for a man. Any man. Where daughters of crime are driven to violence by white-hot desire.
You're in a house of desperate women here. And a long, long way from home.
Breaking out of here.
Cage heat. Ripped by prison pigs. Torn by penal passion.
See the warden! You can't do this to me.
Caged longings, caged desires, caged heat. In color, rated R. Meet the dirty dolls of Devil's Island. Women in Cages, the sensational new motion picture that rips the veil off the dirtiest racket ever conceived by the minds of vicious men.
No one escapes from my prison. No one!
We should kill him.
I'll do it.
Women in Cages, starring Judy Brown, Pam Grier, Roberta Collins, Jennifer Gann, and many, many others. Innocent young girls held in cruel bondage. You'll meet them all in Women in Cages, in color, rated R. Woman was made for man, to hunt.
That we will not be held back in our efforts by any kind of law or moral principle.
And we're supposed to do this by treating ourselves to a fancy woman hunt? By turning them loose, hunting them down, and murdering them in cold blood?
Hunters bagging the tastiest game.
I'd be your friend. I'd do anything you want me to do.
Hunters competing for the game. Women playing for their lives. They're dead serious. Come, join the woman hunt. The hardest hunt of all.
Set your sights on the tastiest game. From New World Pictures. From the far reaches of infinity, from the world of the sun, come the Cremators to ignite all mankind. See the Earth threatened by enemy aliens whose embrace means instant cremation.
What was that?
Creatures who look upon our civilization as though we were insects to be stepped on.
I involved her in this, and I involved you in this. And I don't know how far I can go. I don't know how to protect anyone.
See the Cremators running wild, rolling over the land to leave ashen wasteland behind them.
Come on, Devil Eyes. Bring it to me.
Man pursued by rolling, spitting mountains of searing, incinerating flame. An adventure into the realms of terror and nightmare, unrivaled on the screen. See the Cremators. Feeling down. For fast relief, take the Candy Stripe Nurses. A Candy Stripe Physical really gets physical.
This clinic deals specifically in sexual problems.
What's the matter? Having trouble?
Don't you ever get turned on?
Playing doctor was never so stimulating.
Candy Stripe Nurses. In color. Rated R. Feeling down? Come and spend a night with the Night Call Nurses. Experts in their profession. They nurse patients the way no doctor can. Night Call Nurses love their work. You will want to taste their brand of medicine. On or off duty, they get it on. Nurses dispensing pills and thrills. They give out more than first aid. Nursing. It's always harder at night.
I have my own instrument of communication.
Now, why did you have to go and do that?
Night Call Nurses exposes everything you've always wanted to know about nurses. Night Call Nurses from New World Pictures.
A film you'll never see on television. Street Girls, banned in 17 states. Now you can see it uncut.
He wants me to trick.
Come on, let's go.
You like that, huh?
Great.
Well, what's in it for me?
50.
I want 100. If you try anything, I'll cut you from top to bottom.
Street Girls. Rated R.
Angie Dickinson is Big Bad Mama.
I'm proud of my girls.
We're gonna have everything we ever wanted.
They're a very charming young lady.
Wilma gave her daughters everything. The looks, the lovers, and the crime of their lives.
Why can't we be right up there with Ford, Rockefeller, Capone, and all the rest of them?
Angie Dickinson, William Shatner, Big Bad Mama, rated R.
Say, kids, what time is it?
America, 1957. It was howdy doody time, and rock and roll was king.
You cruising for a bruising, son? You want a mouthful of bloody chiclets?
And Melvin and the rock and roll rebels were wanted for bank robbery, kidnapping, bigamy, and 57 violations of the traffic code. Crazy Mama!
Drop those guns, lady!
Crazy Mama! Rated PG.
The Legend of Frankenstein once again brings terror and nightmare to the screen. Joseph Cotton is Baron Frankenstein. Sarah Bay is Lady Frankenstein. Only the monsters she creates can satisfy her strange desires.
Nature strikes back in Tidal Wave.
The most destructive natural force on Earth.
First came the earthquakes, crushing whole cities. Then raging firestorms, destroying thousands. But the worst is yet to come.
When that wave hits, 80 million people will be wiped out.
Tidal Wave, rated PG.
I saw my brother die. I saw the man's face. I feel. And my guts are rotting with that truth.
I'm gonna get my gun and bury me an angel, a howling hellcat, humping a hot steel hog on a roaring rampage of revenge. Whipped into a blazing frenzy of violence. Twisted by torment. A sadistic she-devil, leading a pair of perverts on a raging ride through hell. Bury Me an Angel, starring Dixie Peabody, Clyde Ventura, and Terry Mace. See Bury Me an Angel, in blazing color, rated R.
Let's go now! I'm splitting, man. I'm making it.
Angels, Hard as They Come, the new motion picture that explodes the screen with the most brutal chopper war ever to tear a town apart.
You tried to burn me! And you snuffed out my new mama!
Like a pack of mad wolves on a rampage, they live by one law. An eye for an eye, a piece for a piece.
Yeah, I dig your problem. But I just don't think your solution is right.
What works is what's right.
We didn't love the general, we wouldn't write with him. That's why Burn, you tell him! These guys love me!
Angels, Hard as They Come.
The supreme galactic spectacle. Star Crash. You will be blasted into the blackness of 100 million nights, into an incredible universe of fantastic sights and sounds beyond your wildest dreams. Star Crash, rated PG. Beneath these waves lies a horror beyond imagining, hungry for human flesh, and it's coming up from the depths. Run! Get out of its way if you can. A living tidal wave of terror is rising, clawing, eating its way up from the depths. Your vacation is about to end. Rated R.
Last days of man on Earth.
Civilization's about to blow itself apart.
Stop it!
Don't look at the light! And move!
Future shock after shock. The world crumbles in cosmic fire.
We're about to produce an all-purpose human being.
Last days of man on Earth. Rated R. You'll meet her at night in a dark place. She's beautiful, and she'll be waiting for you, waiting to love you to death. The Velvet Vampire. She'll love you to death.
And on the same bill, this second horror shocker.
What was the strange secret which lay concealed behind the forbidden doors of the Castle of Blood?
Put it out!
The scream of the demon lover. It may be the last sound you hear. Summer school teachers.
What has happened to my school?
Take a crash course in driver's ed with the summer school teachers. High school was never so hot.
A woman's body, is that obscene?
Learn the bare facts from the summer school teachers.
Wow!
Rated R.
Hyped up over high school memories? Swing with the student teachers. They love to stimulate the student body. Rachel, she teaches literature.
I stood up. 5 down, 1 to go.
Jody, her field is physical education. Tracy, she specializes in advanced anatomy. The student teachers. Rated R.
Flying out of the skies and onto your lap come the stewardesses of Fly Me. The sky's the limit with these cockpit cuties. It's your passport to fun and wild excitement. They battle the flying feet of kung fu killers.
Flying. Rated R.
Frank Mansfield, professional. What kind of a man risks everything in America's most controversial blood sport? Violent men in a sport that breeds violence. The dirtiest sport in the world.
Drive. It's the desire to win. I like to call it sharpness.
Cockfighter.
Fantastic Planet. A visual trip through a fantastic universe. Fantastic Planet, a New World picture.
They wanted love. He gave them terror and death. Sweet Kill. What were the mysterious urges that drove this man to answer the longing for warm flesh with the brutal thrust of cold steel? The New York Daily Mirror says, Sweet Kill is a horrifying suspense hit. If Sweet Kill doesn't make you scream, nothing will. Sweet Kill, starring Tab Hunter, in a new kind of role that moves him into the front rank of screen artists. Sweet Kill, rated R. Not recommended for the weak of heart.
You are about to journey beyond fear, beyond terror, in a major motion picture so frightening, it will devastate you totally. The Brood, David Cronenberg's ultimate experience in inner terror. They're waiting for you. The Brood.
Rated R.
Prepare yourself for the ultimate battle. Galaxy of Terror.
Stranded astronauts Edward Albert and Aaron Moran, trapped in a living maze of terror on a world spawned by their darkest nightmares. It's been waiting 1 billion years to scare you to death.
Galaxy of Terror.
Piranha, voracious flesh-eating fish common to warm water climes. Attacking in schools of hundreds, their razor-sharp teeth can strip a man to the bone in less than a minute. Not found in American waters. Until now. Piranha, they're here, and they're hungry. Piranha, rated R.
Humanoids from the deep. They're not human, but they hunt human women.
Not for killing, for mating. You can scream, you can run, you can hide, but they will find you. Humanoids from the deep, rated R.
Slithis. 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 A man in search of something that could not exist. A horror so terrifying that no one would believe.
We catch the bad mother. I've got netting that'll hold a great white.
It's alive. We got it on the scanner again. The creature's heading right for the opening.
Slithis. Spawned from a nuclear hell, it forages for food to survive.
What happened? I don't know, but I don't want to be sitting without power when that thing finishes the chomp.
Slithis. 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 Rated PG.
That is an incredible motion picture. An entire town goes berserk when a giant underwater creature attacks all human life. That is a frightening experience. Don't miss that. That is an incredible motion picture. It is the story of a demented scientist who is convinced he can turn humans into fish, proving it by transforming himself into a revengeful killer monster. With a deadly radioactive substance, he pollutes rivers and lakes. Fish grow to unbelievable size and attack all human life. His goal, destroy the Earth with his hideous fish creatures. That is a frightening experience. Don't miss that.
Man, half beast, all monster, the Twilight people, test tube terrors, evolved from evil, a nightmare of supernatural science, human desire, animal lust, a herd of howling horrors thundering through the jungle, a savage stampede hell-bent on blood, the Twilight people. Screaming demons screeching through the skies. Weird winged wonders. Hideous horned horrors. Fiendish fanged phenomenon. Out of the shadows, onto your throat. The Twilight people. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Welcome to Aunt Martha's King Edward Hotel. Hardly anyone ever checks in. Nobody ever checks out.
Now, I'm letting you stay here on one condition. That you promise not to wander around the hotel alone. This is no place for a little girl.
Alice!
Behind each door, there's a private terror. And at the heart of each terror
Cheryl?
are the private parts.
Cheryl? Oh, Cheryl!
In cases like yours, instruction is most important.
Don't go, child. You can stay here and be my son.
Your son?
I'd never know what you'd do behind my back.
Follow Cheryl as she leads you through the darkest corridors of your mind. Private Parts, rated R.
This is where the worst begins. The work of madness.
Death!
Of insane murder and lingering death. Deranged. For Mary, it was only the beginning. For Christine, it was already too late. For Dolly, the worst was yet to come. And only Mrs. Cobb knew what he would do next. Sometimes a story you don't want to believe is true. Crimes so brutal that the newspapers refuse to print their terrifying details. When the horror becomes unbearable, it is too late to scream. Deranged, rated R. Linda Githens, age 22. Valerie Hoffman, age 24. Mary Ann Stevens, age 21. They are all victims of the Toolbox Murders. The Toolbox Murders, a true story. Rated R.
This was Abby. This was Abby. A woman loved and in love until that night when something evil came looking for a soul to possess.
I can't stop thinking about your husband.
That creep, forget him. Was this Abby? Now the fun starts.
Grab her! Hold her! Hear me, demon. Leave this woman's body!
Abby, rated R.
Someone is performing human experiments. Somewhere between medicine and witchcraft. Somewhere between progress and the unthinkable. Human experiments. Rated R.
These are the folks at Red Wolf Inn. Just plain folks. If you're in the neighborhood, drop in and say hi. They'd love to have you for dinner.
Surprise!
The folks at Red Wolf Inn. Rated R.
How far can you go before your nerves break, your heart stops, your eyes leave your body? Eyeball. No fear has ever come this close. No horror has ever gone this far. Eyeball. It'll freeze your blood. This is where the dead become the living. Autopsy.
You know your corpses, but I know my souls.
A savage, slashing rampage inside the Chamber of Terror where death lives. Autopsy. It'll take you apart. You are now in the deep end of horror. Shock waves. Something from beneath the living. From beyond the dead. Something that once was almost human. Peter Cushing and John Carradine in Shockwaves, the deep end of horror.
This is the nightmare world of women assaulted by the rape killer. Women caught in a rampage of terror. Women lucky to get away alive. The rape killer. See it, but don't go alone. Rated R.
Commit yourself to an experience of absolute evil. A journey of fear beyond your nightmares. From earthly torment to hellish horror. Eyeball will grab you. Suspiria won't let you go. Eyeball and Suspiria, the ultimate in total terror. Rated R.
The supernatural powers of the evil eye claim still another victim. Its malevolent enjoyment of tantalizing torture hangs threateningly over John Saxon, Letitia Roman, and Valentina Corteza.
Oh, she was always against me. She hated me.
Madness. And the maddening aura that destroys reason fills their every breath with the smell of death.
Miss Dawson, have you ever seen a murder before?
No, I've never seen anything like that. Never.
Oh, stop playing games, will you, Landini? I don't know what you're trying to do, but I know that you're involved in this. Perhaps Nora has seen the killer. But how do we know that he hasn't seen her?
The evil eye, like relentless tides, reaches out for them. And they defiantly hold ecstasy and horror in their arms and touch lips with terror, while the evil eye watches their every kiss and invades their subconscious.
It was only superstition. She didn't really believe it until the cat crossed her path. Cat got your tongue, it's still hungry. The Black Cat, rated R.
Dr. Butcher, M.D.
But I'm determined to have your brain.
Dr. Butcher loves New York. There are so many attractive patients to operate on.
What it's like to pass from life to death, and death to life.
You're a bloodthirsty lunatic. And he makes house calls. Rated R.
This man's name is John Austin Frazier. He lived in Chicago, Illinois. He now resides at the State Mental Hospital. We are saddened to tell you that this tragic condition was brought on when Mr. Frazier attended the world premiere of our triple nightmare of horror program, Orgy of the Living Dead. Since this tragic event, the producers of the program have secured an insurance policy, ensuring the sanity of each and every patron. The policy states that in the event you lose your mind as a result of viewing this explosion of terror, you will be provided with free internment in an asylum for the rest of your natural life. Poor John. It's not surprising, though, after all, murder, mutilation, blood-sucking vampires, living dead maniacs, slashing, rending, devouring the living. It's enough to drive anyone mad. Be sure you're insured before you dare to see Revenge of the Living Dead, Curse of the Living Dead, and Fangs of the Living Dead.
Now, you can see what actually did happen to the girl in room 2A.
Forgive me. There is no forgiveness.
Girl in room 2A, a prison in hell.
Adulteress.
Featuring Rough Baloney. Girl in room 2A, a prison in hell. Rated R.
Enter the bizarre world of the psychosexual mind. From Carlo Ponti, who brought you Dr. Zhivago, now... Torso. 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 It saturates the screen with terror. Torso. Rated R.
This is a true story.
The Last Survivor. A modern man enslaved by subhuman savages to whom brutality and sudden death were the way of life. Robert Harper, running the gauntlet across a land of 1,000 nightmares in his struggle to survive. The Last Survivor, rated R.
An innocent man becomes a target of insanity as he steps into the crosshairs of a homicidal maniac with a need for revenge. 4 Flies on Gray Velvet. Join us for a journey into the dark and endless caverns of a sick and twisted mind. Join us for a journey into living hell. Four Flies on Gray Velvet, rated PG.
He is the essence of the unholy. His names are the symbols of fear. Thief of life, enemy of the faith, foe to the human race. The tempter, Satan, why do you stand and resist? She is his. Deliver her from evil, the tempter.
Beyond every fear you've ever imagined, there is a terrifying reality. The Great White Shark.
Get on shore!
Port Harbor has been invaded by the ultimate predator.
It's coming right at us!
The most terrifying motion picture of 1982. Great White, rated PG.
Killer fish. From a robbery that's incredible, to a rendezvous that's undetectable, to a recovery that's impossible. On an island paradise, they search for treasure, they search for pleasure, and they search for flesh. Killer fish. The terror will tear you to pieces. Rated PG.
The masters of tension who gave you The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, the picture that out-psychoed Psycho, have now made a film 9 times more suspenseful. Cat o' Nine Tails. Nine Tails. It's 9 times more suspenseful than The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. Rated GP.
Roses are red, violets are blue, but the iris is the flower that will mean the end of it.
You can run from Suspiria. Suspiria. You can hide from Suspiria. Suspiria. But you cannot escape. Suspiria. The only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of Suspiria.
are the first 92. Behind dank walls, a nightmare world of horror and butchery awaits as a rotting corpse crawls from the earth to terrify the living. Beware of barren blood.
I would not play with the occult if I were you. One's obsession with it could be the real danger.
Barren blood. He returns to avenge a witch's curse and reclaim his empire of evil.
You've unleashed a monster on the world. You must try to send him back.
Peter! The door! He's coming in!
Beware of barren blood. Rated PG.
Sometimes I can read people's minds.
The Night Child. One day, an innocent little girl. One night, something else. Possessed beyond the darkness, beyond the devil. The Night Child. Rated R.
Don't get murdered this weekend. See two for the price of one. An ungodly human monster with paralyzing needles stalks his victims in the black belly of the tarantula. And the weekend murders. The butler's body was the first body they found. You'll never believe where they found the others. In the weekend murders. The black belly of the tarantula. The weekend murders. A whodunit and a what did it. From MGM, rated R.
Netted like a fish from the waters, cornered like an animal at bay, tortured like a creature less than human, man from deep river, trapped where time and a lifestyle have stood still, where adventure ends and hell begins. Man from deep river, adults only.
Beyond the door, a terrifying look into demonic possession.
George, you can help me, George. Take me away from here. Mommy! Mommy!
Beyond the door, step inside if you dare.
Beyond the door, too. Where evil is in league with innocence, as horror beyond the imagination becomes reality. Step through, if you dare, into the continuing cycle of terror. The all-new Beyond the Door 2, rated R.
From the door of hell to the dark of space, come prepared for a double assault of demonic terror. In Beyond the Door 2 and the Dark, two horror classics of death and damnation. Beyond the Door 2 and the Dark, rated R.
Slowly, silently, almost as if he were not there, and yet... Next. There's no way of telling who's next.
Jennifer is the new girl in a strange school, haunted by a deadly secret, and caught up in a murderous wave of terror. But Jennifer's got a few million close friends, and she's going to need every one of them. Creepers, featuring the music of Iron Maiden and Motorhead. Rated R.
Warner Brothers present two dramas of horror and suspense, Castle of Blood and Hercules in the Haunted World. In Castle of Blood, the dead rise from their tombs once a year to repeat their hideous crimes of murder and passion.
Every death is repeated tonight.
Edgar Allan Poe's most gripping, chilling drama of horror and suspense, Castle of Blood. In Hercules in the Haunted World, Hercules battles treacherous, monstrous forces of evil to save his doomed kingdom and the woman he loves.
But when I return, I'll never leave you again. This I promise you.
Two motion pictures never to be forgotten, Castle of Blood and Hercules in the Haunted World.
Godzilla, champion and defender of Earth in The Terror of Godzilla.
Titanosaurus, Mechagodzilla, destroy them!
He holds the front line of battle, while in their spaceships, aliens command a deadly duel. Will the powerful serpent Titanosaurus' cyclone tail and the robot monster Mechagodzilla's lethal rays destroy Earth? See this ultimate test of power, The Terror of Godzilla, rated G.
Who dares to battle the deadliest creatures of the universe? Watch out, because nothing can stop Inframan. He's 6 million years beyond bionics, beyond the time barrier, beyond your wildest imagination. The ultimate adventure with the ultimate superhero. An explosion of excitement with Inframan.
The mightiest monster of all time in his greatest adventure. King Kong escapes. Can the sinister Doctor Who enslave King Kong's fantastic strength? Can King Kong defy the might of modern artillery, tanks, missiles? See King Kong battle primordial monsters, an air armada, submarines, and finally see King Kong battle man's most evil creation, a robot Kong of steel. In the battle of the century. All new. More fantastic than ever. King Kong escapes, thrilling in Technicolor.
Out of the polluted waters it came, to become the most fearful menace that ever threatened mankind. Feeding, growing ever more deadly on smog. Only one force dared stand up to its overpowering evil.
Godzilla!
Godzilla versus the smog monster.
More than 1,600 dead have been reported, while other casualties are expected to exceed 30,000.
Can Godzilla save the Earth from this mastodon of destruction? Godzilla versus the smog monster. Rated G.
Destroy all monsters. Massive armies versus mad monsters for possession of planet Earth. Destroy all monsters.
From beyond the stars come the most fearsome monsters in the galaxy. Only Godzilla stands in their way in Godzilla on Monster Island. Is even Godzilla strong enough to defeat the invaders? Matching unbelievable strength, exchanging incredible death-dealing rays. Don't miss Godzilla on Monster Island, rated G.
Message from space. From a captive planet 2 million light years away came a plea for help, a desperate message. A phantasmagoria of sights, sounds, and space-age technical achievements that must be seen to be believed.
I'm a human being from the planet Earth!
Never before has the screen erupted with more spectacle, more excitement. Rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
Giant entertainment and giant terror with The War of the Gargantuas and Monster Zero. From a planet 50 million miles beyond the stars came a strange message. Lend us your Rodan and Godzilla to fight our Monster Zero. The stage is set for the mightiest battle ever seen with the most dreaded creatures in the universe. What started as a call for help from space turns into a nightmare of terror on Earth. Monster Zero. And The War of the Gargantuan. Where had such a monster come from? What forces created such a devastating destroyer? Who or what could stand up to it? Only a second mighty Gargantua could stop it. You'll see all of their terrifying battle to the death when you come to the greatest monster movies ever made.
To enter the world of Goliathon. Action, excitement, spectacle beyond your wildest dreams.
Quicksand! Quicksand!
Goliathon is coming. Rated PG from World Northall Corporation.
The distant stars, the lonely Earth, the 21st century, and lurking beyond the strange immensity of conquered space, exploding in unspeakable horror, the green slime. The civilized world at war with alien forms whose touch means instant, horrible death. Robert Horton, Luciana Paluzzi, Richard Jacob. A battle in space against faceless beings. A cosmic nightmare that sends you into the incredible, berserk world of... a green slime!
Black Magic, a new horror film that casts many spells. The spell of love, life, revenge, and death. The spell cannot be broken. Black magic will control your body, consume your mind, capture your soul. See Black Magic. No one can resist. Black Magic, released by World Northall Corporation.
The most despised, the most feared creature in God's history is the lowly, crawling, slimy, and hideous snake. Now comes a motion picture featuring these death-bearing reptiles of fear. A terrifying motion picture about the invasion of swarming killer snakes with a sadistic desire for revenge.
He was
was the best, he killed the rest. The master killer, the master of the martial kung fu art. Revenge drove him on. Vengeance would be his. The Manchu warlords would pay for their crimes. See the master killer, the greatest artisan of kung fu. He is the best. The Master Killer, rated R, from World Northall.
This is Chinatown, calm and picturesque on the surface, but below a volcano rages. Without warning, Chinatown erupts. The Chinatown Kid plays both ends against the middle as two ruthless and savage gangs prepare and train for all-out war. The most spectacular kung fu ever filmed, the Chinatown Kid, a Shaw Brothers presentation from World Northall, rated R.
He's the man, the black Superman of the martial arts, Jim Kelly from Enter the Dragon fame, and he's back doing what he does best, in the Tattoo Connection. Anything goes, so brace yourself for a high-speed ride into the deadly world of the Tattoo Connection. Kung Fu is king, and Kelly's got it. You get it in the Tattoo Connection from World Northall, rated R.
The true story can now be told. Bruce Lee, His Last Days, the film that separates truth from fiction. See Bruce Lee, His Last Days, as told by the one person who was with him during his final hours. The one person who can unlock the mystery of Bruce Lee, who shared the last passion of his life, the tragedy of his death. Don't miss Bruce Lee, His Last Days, rated R from World Northall.
Bruce Lee, doing what he does best in the Three Avengers. They're three men who don't know the meaning of giving up. Starring Bruce Lee, taking on all comers as he leads the Three Avengers in a non-stop kung fu marathon. It's 3 times the action. It's 3 times the thrills. It's the Three Avengers from World Northall, rated R. Five masters in the martial arts, each trained in a different brand of murderous kung fu. 5 deadly venoms. Kung fu as ferocious and deadly as the poisonous animal assassins from which it took its name. 5 deadly venoms. 5 stinging ways to die. Pick your poison. You'll be stung to your seats. 5 deadly venoms. A Shaw Brothers presentation from World Northall, rated R.
High-voltage excitement is coming your way in Dynamo as Bruce Lee takes on killers around the world. Dynamo is coming your way starring Bruce Lee. It's a powerhouse of action. From World Northall, rated R.
I'll kill you.
Come up in. Now today, in the presence of all these people you have invited to be here, you die!
Golden Arm.
You've seen the frightening strength of Kung Fu. You've heard of its awesome power. You've seen its lightning-fast death. But you've never seen as much in one film as you'll see in Street Gangs of Hong Kong. Street Gangs of Hong Kong is more excitement, more action, more everything. Street Gangs of Hong Kong.
One man stands alone to face a gang of murderous thugs who take over his town and turn the martial arts of self-defense into bloody instruments of death. No one escapes their wrath. In the Hammer of God. See The Hammer of God. Rated R.
Now, from China, the foremost masters of the martial arts assemble together in one spectacular motion picture. Fearless Fighters. See the Dragon Razor, the Soul Pickers, the Lightning Whipper, and the one-man army take on the Fearless Fighters. See 10 Kung Fu devil weapons in action, one more deadly than the other. See the Fearless Fighters, the ultimate in all the martial arts. Rated R.
I'm gonna destroy him!
Now, in Super 3D, Dynasty. Leaping out of an age of spectacle comes the most sensational entertainment experience of a lifetime. Dynasty, in Super 3D, a new dimension in screen action and martial arts magic. Super 3D with quadraphonic sound makes the excitement come alive, exploding off the screen right at you. Dynasty, in Super 3D. Watch for it, and watch out, rated R.
Got a sweet, sweet back. Won't bleed me!
Brother, just keep the faith in Beetle. Old Beetle gonna bring you through. Cause this is just a skirmish. You know how the damn game go, baby. But you keep the faith in me, and you my man. You my favorite man. Can you take it, baby?
Look at me.
I don't know where sweet back here.
Come on, boy, talk.
Yes, the good day fairy godmother. Why, didn't you know that all good dates had fairy godmothers?
Every dollar we make, the Guineas get 20, the police get 40, and Goldbergs get 50. Anybody can tell you that don't add up to $1. That adds up to $1 and a dime.
No, I haven't seen Sweetback. I haven't seen the cat. I don't want to see him. You just keep leaning and leaning and leaning. Get the off my back, man! I'm clean, man. Look, I'm clean. There's nothing there. Look! When I get pissed off, man, I will throw a not-your-bone nigger fit on you, understand? Leave! Split! Leave, mother!
You offer pretty good news to me, slapping up on some white cops. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna say a black Ave Maria for you.
His name, Stud Brown.
Stud Brown's gonna take care of you.
And he's the baddest news in town. But don't cross him, cause once you do, there's nowhere on earth you can hide.
Brother, please. I didn't mean to.
Stud Brown. He packs the biggest rod in town. Rated R.
Get back, Jack, and step aside. He's the baddest mother in 75.
How'd you like to make $20,000?
Hang on, baby, if you can. You're going for a ride with the Candy Tangerine Man.
Pam Grier is here.
Oh, thank you, Jeeves.
Yaphet Kotto, Eartha Kitt, Godfrey Cambridge, in Friday Foster.
I try to treat a lady like a lady.
It's open season on that super sister. She's everybody's girl Friday. Foster, rated R.
Blackula. Dracula's soul brother. Deadlier even than he. More horrifying than Dracula. Blackula. Rated PG.
Where the pavement ends, the West begins. Black Rodeo.
Side by side, many of them died. Nobody ever told you the world was cowboy.
Black Rodeo with special appearances by Woody Strode.
The first time that the blacks didn't run in to say, boss, the Indians are coming.
And Muhammad Ali.
I heard you was gunned down Wild Earth. I'm not gonna switch no punches with you, but we got one. You ain't as dumb as you look.
Black Rodeo with music by Aretha Franklin, B.B. King, Ray Charles, and Little Richard. If nobody ever told you they were black cowboys, see Black Rodeo, rated G.
He's been here on the Carter Plantation for 20 years, and he's never given a lick of trouble.
You got no right to be free, boy.
He is dependable, sound, and healthy.
Only a man's got a right to be free, and you ain't a man.
Do I hear $1,000?
I'm a free man.
Get up!
The legend of Nigger Charlie. They should have known that no one was more dangerous than a slave who had killed to be free, because he had to keep on killing to stay free.
Just 1 foot on this property, Nigger Charlie will kill him.
Somebody warned the West. Nigger Charlie ain't running no more. Rated PG.
I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. I've got to get out of here.
A new kind of hero. A new breed of motion picture. If he hollers, let him go.
She's gonna divorce me. If she does, I might as well be dead.
What do you want?
Your husband has sent me here to kill you.
Starring Donna Winter, Raymond Saint-Jacques, Kevin McCarthy, and Barbara McNair. Playboy says her screen debut makes her an instant sex star.
I tell you, that I'm really getting tired of feeling that make me feel this blue.
This is the new breed of motion picture that smashes tradition wide open. If he hollers, let him go.
The Black Six. Gene Washington, Carl Eller, Lem Barney, Mercury Morris, Willie Lanier, Mean Joe Green. See the Black Six waste 150 motorcycle dudes. Rated R.
Being rich and black means something, man.
When you got nothing and you want everything, you gotta get to be the Mac.
I'm gonna be the meanest Mac who ever lived.
Everything you need to know, you got to get from me.
They're talking about you. I heard niggas be going, go there, go there.
If there's one thing tougher than being the Mac, it's staying the Mac. They got a contract out on you.
I'm gonna make you look like an ad for Swiss cheese.
The next time I hear about you trying to set me up, I'm gonna blow your heart out your body, sucker.
Who is the big man from 1972? Goldie, you're getting too big. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mac of the year, Goldie!
Make way for the Mac, the biggest and the best. Rated R.
Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, Jim Kelly. They do it their way.
3 the hard way. 3 cities and 3 of us.
3 the hard way.
You see, we have a scientific institution here.
They're gonna kill us all. They gotta stop it.
Action explodes all over the place when the big 3 join forces to save their race. Brown, Williamson,
Kelly. Rated R. It's war, baby. It's Gordon's war. The battlefield is Harlem. The enemy is junk. The general is a cat named Gordon. He's got a four-man army and a foolproof plan. Infiltrate enemy territory. Search and destroy.
I bet he got his head right here.
Harass the hostiles. Knock out the heavy artillery. They said it would take an army to get dope out of Harlem. This is an army, and this is Gordon's War. Rated R. This is the year of the ghetto warriors, the People's Army.
We got a new deal now. You shoot one of my soldiers, and I shoot one of your gorillas.
I mean, they made a call on us, and we got to answer, right?
The ghetto warriors. When they declare war, it's all out. They're the ghetto warriors. Some call them the Black Gestapo. Rated R.
Started out simple. Just a cane someone had lost. More and more people got interested in it. All kinds of people.
You strangled that pusher with your bare hands. A lieutenant of police is supposed to be level-headed.
Fred Williamson. Black Eye.
A friend of mine was killed over this cane. Now, maybe she didn't stand for much, but I figure she didn't deserve what Chess gave her either.
Just a misplaced cane, a lost walking stick. But a lot of desperate people were doing a lot of dangerous things to get it. And before the danger was over, some of them would be dead. Black Eye from Warner Brothers, rated PG.
Trick Baby, the best-selling novel by Iceberg Slim, the real gut story of the ghetto.
You touch those rocks, and you're dead. What do you want more, the money or to keep on breathing?
I want both. Hold on.
Trick Baby, rated R.
Al Capone had Chicago. Bugsy Siegel had New York. Blue Boy and Davy Green had the Deep South, right by the numbers. Raymond Sejak is Blue Boy, the black king of the numbers game. Book of Numbers, it's nasty. Rated R.
Things have been kind of quiet for Coffin Ed Johnson and Gravedigger Jones.
Except for the diplomat who moonlights.
Or the nun who believes it's better to give than to receive.
There's a photographer who winds up on both ends of the shooting.
And a junkie who'll do anything to go to jail.
You gotta arrest me, man. I stole that wheel.
But their biggest problem is a very lively corpse named Charleston Blue.
He came back from the dead.
This time, the situation looks great.
Come Back, Charleston Blue, rated PG.
This dude is bad, and he ain't just fly. He's super fly. Yeah, super fly. When it comes to women, they come to him. He wants a big score, $1 million in cash.
This is a chance, and I want to take it. Now.
What kind of money we talking about?
Not much. If I quit now, then I took all this chance for nothing. Because that's all I'm supposed to do, then they're gonna have to kill me because that ain't enough.
He's got a plan to stick it to the man. He's super hood, super high, super dude, super fly. Rated R.
Wattstax, rated R, restricted, because it's real.
Look out, get down. The Darktown Strutters are riding to town. Better move your butt when these ladies strut. They're fast as a jet, sharp as Gillette, and what you see is what you get. Darktown Strutters, rated PG.
TNT Jackson.
The name is Diana Jackson. TNT to you.
This hit lady's charms can break both your arms. She's a one-mama massacre squad. You best treat her fine or she'll shatter your spine.
I love your style.
TNT Jackson, she'll put you in traction.
Raise your right hand. The spook who sat by the door. The story of the first black agent in the CIA.
You people must serve.
For 5 years, he was their token Negro. And then, he turned the American dream into a nightmare. The spook who sat by the door. Rated PG.
His name is Solomon King. Nobody gives orders to Solomon King. He's his own man. Solomon King, he's right on. Rated R.
Introducing the world's greatest magician, Alabama, king of the cosmos.
Chick's been hurt. Get that thing out of here.
See the acme of magical achievement. See Alabama's Ghost, starring Christopher Brooks, in color rated PG.
Mark of the Devil.
Are you afraid?
I am the witch finder in this town. Is that clear?
Angelina.
Christopher.
Mark of the Devil.
What is the terrifying mutant that strikes from behind the shroud of night? That night of the Lepus. A night of total terror. Night of the Lepus. Kill one, and thousands take their place. What devil creatures growing weight in size every day are hidden behind the eyes of horror? Night of the Lepus.
Two men on a dream vacation witness an unspeakable evil.
I sure think they killed her. Frank, they've seen it.
And get trapped in an unbelievable nightmare.
We saw somebody murdered. They're chasing us.
20th Century Fox presents Race with the Devil. There was nowhere they could hide. There was no one they could trust. There was nothing they could do but run and fight.
Shoot him, Frank!
And race with the devil. Peter Fonda, Warren Oates, Loretta Swit, Lara Parker. When you race with the devil, you better run for your life. Rated PG.
What began as a vacation ended as a nightmare.
Turn the lights on, please.
The hills have eyes.
That was a bad mistake.
Movie!
The hills have eyes. The story of an American family who lost everything except the will to survive. The hills have eyes.
Conjoined twins, called Siamese, challenge life at their first breath. Some twins have been separated and lead normal lives. Others never can. Sisters. They were once one in body, and perhaps one in mind. Danielle and Dominique. One loving, one hating, one innocent, the other... Where does Danielle end and Dominique begin?
He's okay. No, I can't remember.
Go back, try. Remember.
He's a freak! Look at the freak! Freak!
Sisters. Rated R.
Burn the Exorcist. The devil won't let go. You're in for a terrifying trip when you see Mark of the Devil Part 2. It's 10 times more horrifying than the original. Banned in 19 countries, Mark of the Devil Part 2 surpasses The Exorcist as the most chilling new film of the year. Mark of the Devil Part 2.
His face.
That wasn't your father.
It was his face. The Devil's Reign. Starring Academy Award winner Ernest Borgnine, Eddie Albert, William Shatner, Keenan Wynn, and Ida Lupino as Mrs. Preston. Watch them become a melting hell on earth when the Devil's Reign. Rated PG.
What lovely music for a murder, or 2, or 3, or 9.
Who's this?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to meet a dear friend.
You take his head, and I'll take his feet. Let's unscrew him.
But you I will kill.
But you can't, Doctor. I am already dead.
Are you ready for Dr. 5? Probably the most terrifying motion picture you'll ever see. On this island, in this building,
Through this door, down this hallway, lies the most frightening experience of your life. Prepare yourself for They Came From Within. What are they? Raging demons that must be exorcised, bloodthirsty creatures that must be killed, or incarnations of absolute evil. They came from within. They possess men, women, and children, and drive them to acts of unbelievable horror. No one is safe from them. No power on earth can stop them. The only escape is death. They came from within. If this picture doesn't make you scream and squirm, you'd better see a psychiatrist. Quick. Rated R.
It's his night to howl. Dracula's dog. The meanest vampire of them all has a four-legged friend, and he's out for blood. Crown International Pictures presents Dracula's Dog. Whoops, there he goes again. There's more to the legend than meets the throat in Dracula's Dog. Rated R.
To throw a pass and we end up with a guy who can't even catch the ball.
She has the power.
You've just got to come see us in our new movie, Satan's Cheerleaders.
We've got the power.
We're rated R.
Life had been good to Chris McNeil. She was a successful actress. Her daughter Reagan was a happy, healthy 12-year-old. Until that night at the party, when a terrible force entered their lives, and strange things began to happen. Nobody expected it. Nobody believed it, and nothing could stop it.
Amelia, that thing upstairs isn't my daughter.
You tell me you know for a fact that an exorcism wouldn't do any good. You tell me that!
The one hope. The only hope. The Exorcist. Rated R.
Mother, what's wrong with me?
Who's Robin Sansa?
He's a boy your age, with powers like yours.
The Fury.
Frightening power these people have. They can make anybody disappear anytime.
20th Century Fox presents a Frank Yablans presentation. A Brian De Palma film, The Fury. An experience in terror and suspense. Rated R.
Silent night, evil night. Starring Olivia Hussey. Keir Delay. Margot Kidder. John Saxon. If this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight. Silent Night, Evil Night. Rated R.
Dear Julie,
Hello?
don't let me do it again.
Schizoid. Lock your windows. Bolt your doors. Schizoid. Rated R.
See a quiet ride in the country turn into a nightmare of horror. Get ready for a meal you will never forget. Break bread with the living dead. Feel your flesh pull away when they scream for food. See, don't open the window. Whatever's out there will wait. Rated R.
Too soon to talk about the summer of '72, that time when Paul and Valerie fell in love at first sight and went right out looking for a place to have an affair. And kept looking until they found the house that vanished. From the company that reminds you, it's only a movie, only a movie, only a movie, only a movie.
This is Howard Scott on the scene for TV 12. We're at the Bijou Theater, where it's been reported that a man has gone berserk while watching a double-feature horror program. The police are trying to subdue the man now. In fact, here they come. Excuse me, officer. I'm Howard Scott from TV 12. What happened inside?
Yeah, we got a 1040 saying some guy's gone berserk down at Bijou Theater, so... Come down here. This guy's gone berserk down at Bijou Theater, so... We comprehended the alleged perpetrator. We're gonna book him on a... Code 12, Section 4, Paragraph 1236.
What's the Code 12, Section 4, Paragraph 1236?
Gone berserk down at Bijou Theater. Excuse me, Howard.
A double explosion of bloody terror, blood-spattered bride, and I dismember mama.
Meet Arnold Masters. Arnold is very imaginative. He can think of millions of ways to murder.
I didn't come here to hurt you. I wanted to see you.
Should I be afraid of you?
I watched you make love to him. I wish it had been me.
The evil of the future has arrived. The psychic killer, rated PG.
Telekinesis, the ability to move or control objects through the power of concentration. Richard Burton is the man with telekinesis.
I killed my mother. I killed my father. I made it happen.
But you couldn't cause an accident miles away.
I made that accident happen. I have a gift for disaster.
Can anything stop the Medusa touch? Rated PG.
On August 10th, in a California drive-in, it all began.
Get up, Lord. Oh, come on. Let me hear it. Albert.
Drive-in massacre.
Time between each killing gets shorter.
Come on, please.
You stand still now.
Who's in there?
Oh, my God.
Who's in there?
Please, get out. Please, turn on your lights. Get out.
Drive-in massacre. It will make your blood run cold, and you will scream in total terror. Warning, Drive-in massacre has been deemed too terrifying for the average viewer. The risk is entirely your own. Drive-in massacre rated R.
Look out!
Ah, it's the blob!
The Blob is back in a horrifying new adventure, and you are there as the blood-red creature rolls over and swallows everything in its path. Beware the Blob! Beware Godfrey Cambridge, Robert Walker, Gwyn Guilford, Carol Lindley, Shelley Berman, Larry Hagman and his pals. Beware the Blob, consuming human flesh on contact. Nothing can stop it. Not fire, not water, not even bullets. See Son of Blob. Widescreen color, rated PG.
This is the next to the last stop on a one-way trip. These passengers have all made a down payment on their tickets with pride, lust, envy, anger, greed, gluttony, and laziness. And now, the final payment is due, and someone will be around to collect. Nightmare will leave its mark on you. Rated R.
When 8 professional critics laughed at Edward Lionheart's acting ability,
Quite insane. Oh my God.
he killed himself. Then, a strange thing began to happen. One by one, the critics themselves were murdered.
His head cut off.
Their deaths were so spectacular, so bizarre, it was almost as if Edward Lionheart had come back from the grave to create them. But of course, that was impossible.
Good day, Mr. Devlin.
Or was it? Vincent Price truly believes this is the most shocking performance of his career. For your own safety, we suggest you agree. You'd better. Rated R.
You're about to enter the backyards and cellars, the dark attics of one man's twisted mind. The mind of Edgar Allan Poe.
He's very unstable. I don't want him here.
His stories have become the classic horror tales of all time. Yet he lived a horror story more real and frightening than anything he ever wrote. A funeral. An awakening.
She's alive.
A stake driven through the heart of love, turning it to ice. A chamber of tortures.
You want to kill me?
A genius tormented by experiences that have remained hidden until now. A terrifying look into the frightening, bizarre world behind the greatest horror stories ever written. The Spectre of Edgar Allan Poe. Rated PG.
The weird, the unbelievable, the supernatural before your very eyes. As 4 teenage boys and girls fight a devil cult for their sanity, for their lives, for their eternal souls. Equinox. What are the unspeakable horrors conjured by the forces of evil? Equinox. Proving again that there is more in heaven and on earth than is dreamt of in our philosophy.
Tourist trap. Beautiful young people looking for excitement are tricked, terrorized, and trapped. God help those who get caught in the tourist trap.
This is not happening!
Rated PG. Phantasm. We had to bring it back to life. Just to kill you all over again. Phantasm. If you died watching it before, this time it'll bury you. Phantasm is back to nail you for good. Rated R.
Who
is the horseshoe of horror. What evil lurks in the town of death?
You must see Curse of the Headless Horseman.
And have fun at the fair. Bring your coochie coo to the carnival. The carnival of blood. Do you dare to come alone?
Coming soon to your local theater. Rated GP.
This is the movie that Rex Reed called the most horrifying motion picture I have ever seen. This film is positively ruthless in its attempt to drive you right out of your mind.
Sally, I hear something. Stop. Stop.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. From New Line Cinema. Rated R.
Night, when the earth is quiet and the people of the world are sleeping, the night visitor comes to call. When the sound in your ear is the scream you're too terrified to utter, the night visitor has come to call. The Night Visitor, a haunting tale of the possible. Rated GP.
When was the last time you were startled by a sound in the night? What if this time it wasn't just the wind? What if this haunting sound kept you awake night after night? What if it was just a warning? What if it was the last sound you ever heard? When the screaming stops, you will never sleep alone again.
They walk among us. They look like us. They have a power far greater than we've ever seen before, and they have decided to destroy us. You have everything to look forward to, except tomorrow. End of the world.
Look out, America! Get ready for Hollywood's greatest disaster! Attack of the Killer Tomatoes! Attack of the Killer Tomatoes! Giant, vicious, man-eating tomatoes launch a violent rampage across the length and breadth of the nation. It's crazy, wild, zany, hilarious. It's Attack of the Killer Tomatoes! You've never seen a film like it.
Succulent. Sinister. Theirs is the ultimate lust. They are vampires. Very unnatural ladies. Your blood will freeze as they lead you down the corridors of terror. Ravishers who tempt men's appetites and feed their own. Vampires. Their lips are moist and very, very red. They'll rivet you with terror. Vampires. They trail the aroma of love, the scent of death.
You arouse me more than any woman I've met.
Kill him. Kill him.
Cross their path and you are a sacrifice to evil.
Who are you? Where the hell do you come from?
Vampires. Very unnatural ladies. They are the dark screams in the blood. The screams you won't be able to hold back when you see Vampires. Adult terror from chemists.
Welcome to a night of total terror. Night of the living dead, the dead who live on living flesh. The dead whose haunted souls hunt the living whose bodies are the only food for these ungodly creatures. Night of the living dead. A bizarre adventure in fear. An experience in shock, more shattering than your strangest nightmare. Night of the living dead. A night with the dead who cannot die. A night of total terror. Night of the living dead.
In 1968, George Romero brought us Night of the Living Dead. It became the classic horror film of its time. Now, George Romero brings us the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times. Dawn of the Dead. Night of the Living Dead has ended. Dawn of the Dead is here.
It gets up and kills. The people it kills get up and kill.
They must be destroyed on sight. When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Dawn of the Dead. This picture contains scenes of violence that may be considered shocking. No one under 17 will be admitted.
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws.
Bad fish, but I'll catch him and kill him.
Did you hear your father? Out of the water now!
This shark, swallow you whole.
From the best-selling novel, Jaws, rated PG, may be too intense for younger children.
There must forever be a guardian at the gate from hell.
No evil thing approach or enter me. There is danger.
Welcome home. From the shocking best-selling novel, The Sentinel, rated R.
If you have a taste for terror, you have a date with Carrie. A new film by Brian De Palma, starring Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, and John Travolta in his first motion picture role. If you have a taste for terror, you have a date with Carrie, rated R.
Relax. Get ready to have fun, because you've got a date with somebody special. The Mutations.
You may think you're normal, but you are all the product of mutations.
The Mutations. Rated R.
the world's first rock and roll Dracula movie.
The son of Dracula is Nielsen at his hottest, Ringo at his magical magnificence, horror at its funniest. Son of Dracula, rated PG.
If you think you've experienced every Dracula, you're dead wrong.
I am Dracula.
This time, the Count is not just going for throats.
Rats. Watching closely day and night.
Will Mina go down for the Count? She will never forget how Dracula sucks. Dracula sucks.
Children had a party.
It's party time.
It was Orville's coming out party. Well, they had so much fun. They laughed and laughed and laughed. That is, until Orville's friends dropped in. Children shouldn't play with dead things.
Night of the Bloody Apes. See animal and rational aspects of the human psyche trapped in creatures that are half man, half beast, all horror. They rip, they tear, they claw you to pieces. The Night of the Bloody Apes makes you see the hell man creates for himself. The Night of the Bloody Apes.
Blood Orgy of the She-Devils, the film that dares to probe the black depths of hell. Now the resurgent interest in this bizarre, weird world of ancient witchcraft and ceremonial magic is brought to you in all its stark terror and nightmarish horror. Blood Orgy of the She-Devils.
The Devils Burn.
An explosive film. Absolutely brilliant. ABC TV.
Superbly, frighteningly effective. Time magazine.
But of course I can prove nothing. This Mother Superior may be little more than a hysterical nun.
Exactly. Mere conjecture.
And what form does this incubus take?
The Devils is not a film for everyone. Vanessa Redgrave, Oliver Reed, in Ken Russell's film of The Devils. This picture has been rated X. No one under 17 admitted.
In the 50s, it was Psycho.
My daughter is dead, Laura.
In the 60s, it was Rosemary's Baby.
She does not come back from behind the grave.
In the 70s, it is Don't Look Now. Rated R.
Jungle ceremony. African black magic so powerful a soul of the dead can live again through sacrifice. Lord Shango, who can defy his powers? The exorcist? The minister? The mother? Or the innocent teenage bride? They are all victims in the blood ritual of death and life. Lord Shango, rated R from Bryanston Pictures. Lord Shango, a devil of a movie.
Enter the dream house that becomes a nightmare. A Name for Evil, starring Robert Culp and Samantha Agar. A Name for Evil, rated R.
AVCO Embassy presents Homebodies. 6 old people with nothing to do but kill time. Then they discovered something that made life worth living. Murder. Homebodies, the surprise movie of the year. Do you know where your grandmother is tonight? Rated PG, parental guidance.
The makers of Last House on the Left warn you again to avoid fainting. Keep repeating. It's only a movie. Only a movie. Only a movie. You enter the nightmare world of terror on the day the insane took over the asylum. Don't look in the basement. Rated R.
Dead of Night, the story of one night in a small town that changed the lives of many and ended the lives of some.
Malcolm Shanks hears no evil. He speaks no evil because he's too busy making dead people walk. If you're nervous and you feel jumpy, Malcolm will show you how to relax. The great artist Marcel Marceau plays Malcolm Shanks and many other forms of life, rated PG.
You are about to see the most savage, carnivorous ground beast in the world. Grizzly.
That thing seems to know what we're thinking. A grizzly is an animal, Kelly. Don't give it human qualities.
18 feet of gut-crunching terror. The deadliest jaws on land belong to Grizzly, rated PG.
In the shadows of the tall timber, the creatures of the forest gather, a growing horde of beak, tooth, and claw. This is the day of the animals. Struggling for survival in a world gone mad, the hunter becomes the hunted. The day of the animals is coming, and there's no place to hide. Rated PG.
This is Rattlers, a tale of terror.
Take him with you to the desert when you go.
You were really lucky.
You'd better believe it.
Tell us exactly what happened.
There was one coiled on the ground in front of me, and I had to jump over him to get in.
This is Rattlers. What a way to die.
Stand perfectly still. He's right behind you.
Rattlers, striking soon. Rated PG.
The teasers are coming.
Well, I'm glad I saw this picture here because this is one movie you won't see on television.
When they said this picture was revealing, if I didn't see this movie with my own eyes, I never would have believed it.
I liked it very much, but it sure isn't the kind of picture I'd bring my kid sister to see.
What do I think of this picture? I think the people did it ought to be arrested.
The teasers will boggle your mind.
When cruelty knows no bounds, when evil knows no limits, revenge strikes with its most frightening power. They called her One Eye, then ran for their lives. It's only a movie, yet it will push you to the limits of your own ability to endure evil. They called her One Eye, rated R.
If you need the toughest, fastest, deadliest private eye, the best man in town is a woman. Linda Marlowe is Big Zapper. She's got long legs and a short fuse. Big Zapper is all any man could want, and twice as much as he could handle. Big Zapper, watch out for her. Rated R.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! They're just in time, friends, to see the most sensational, the most colossal attraction ever witnessed by the human eye. Mondo Carle #1 and Mondo Carle #2. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Freak out. Watch the creeps making fun of themselves. See the living dead. Stuff the goose until it explodes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Mondo Cane #1. Yowza, yowza, yowza. However, just to be certain, you will also see Mondo Cane #2. It starts where Mondo Cane #1 left off. Soon to be shown together in their original uncut version. Rated R.
Some women make offers a cop can't refuse.
You know my room at the hotel? You bring your little book, because we gonna break some little laws.
They want a public servant who serves and serves and serves. It's the story of Dirty O'Neill, the love life of a cop.
How's tricks?
The same. Dirty O'Neill, rated R.
What strange force was taking hold of the women of Peckham, California? What strange ritual unlocked the hidden appetites of these women? What bizarre secrets threatened every man in town? The invasion of the B-Girls.
Total abstinence.
Hold that! Now just hold it! The United States government sent their best investigator from Washington. Don't miss the invasion of the B-Girls. Rated R from Sequoia Pictures.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Miss Ginger McAllister, a girl of many talents.
She's a special kind of secret agent. A girl who loves her work. And she's the best in her business. Now, she's back in action in the biggest ginger excitement of all. Girls Are for Loving.
Russ Meyer's Black Snake, notorious Lady Susan. No man escaped her island or her whip. Brother Jonathan, a giant hulk of muscle and bone. Cleone, the beautiful slave maiden. Dashing Ronald Sopwith, battling the brutal Joxer and the sadistic Captain Raymond. Russ Meyer's Black Snake. Don't miss it. Rated R.
Head for the hills. Six-Pack Annie is coming to town. This is Six-Pack Annie. She does what she wants.
You looking for me, Sheriff Waters?
Annie Bodine, you are the most aggravating.
Gets what she wants.
What else you got?
And goes where she wants. Six-Pack Annie. It's funny. It's sexy.
Oh, completely sensational.
It's rowdy. It's the story of little Annie Bodine and all the men she does.
Dollar says I beat the pants off in you.
Who says we're wearing any pants?
Six-Pack Annie, starring Lindsay Bloom, Joe Higgins, Raymond Denton, Pedro Gonzalez, Rodeo King, Larry Mahan, and Stubby K as Mr. Bates. Six-Pack Annie. She's dynamite. Rated R.
Girls, they're on an island, waiting for you. Wild, warm, and willing. Single girls double your pleasure.
Once is never enough.
Blazing bodies delirious with desire.
When we turn on the heat, more than your temperature will rise.
Mingle with the single girls.
Rated R.
She's all woman and all that every woman wants to be. Forceful, feminine, free, super brain, super body, supercharged, super chick. A swinging motion picture experience about a super kind of woman. In public, she's a mild-mannered stewardess. In private, she's a mistress of the martial arts. Super chick, she's more than just one woman. And too much for just one man. Super chick, the super kind of woman. Always in the middle of where the action is. always ready for a new adventure. You can't afford to miss Super Chick. She's much more than you've ever had before.
5 beautiful girls set out on a swinging summer that turns into a chilling nightmare of terror. Which ones will die? The roommates, luscious, lovable, tantalizing, terrific, absolutely sensational. The roommates, they share more than their rooms.
Do you ever think of anything but sex?
No, I don't think so. Boy, you felt like a brick.
The roommates, which ones are targets for a killer? The roommates, rated R.
What terrible things did they do to their beautiful young victims in the Room of Chains? Room of Chains is the thrilling story of a secret cult that kidnaps young girls to be used in weird and frightening ceremonies. See Room of Chains, an exciting and suspenseful film. You'll never forget the Room of Chains.
The Swappers is a motion picture of today, an expose of a permissive age. The Swappers is a film that looks behind the closed doors of respectable communities and into a world where marriage vows are merely license for a new type of fun and games. The Swappers is a motion picture that tells and shows it like it is. Due to the subject matter of this film and the authenticity of the scenes depicted, we are unable to show any segments of the Swappers to a general audience. The producers of the Swappers have not compromised in bringing to the screen the raw realities of a moral revolution that threatens to destroy traditional concepts of love and marriage. Don't miss The Swappers. It shows what happens when you love thy neighbor just a little too much. By the way, how are things in your neighborhood? A Trans-American Films release, rated R.
Swedish Fly Girls is the controversial color motion picture about stewardesses, which critics and reviewers rate as the best so far from Copenhagen. What Swedish Fly Girls do in this movie is not dirty or wrong under the laws of Denmark, and they should not be censured.
Don't you have any morals?
Morals? Morality was invented by you men to control the sexuality of women.
Swedish Fly Girls is the story of international stewardesses who practice every freedom available in Denmark, where everything the stewardesses do is accepted as part of enjoying life and not considered illegal. Not 1 foot of the original film has been cut out. Swedish Fly Girls know what to do for a man, or to a man. Swedish Fly Girls do what every woman secretly wants to do. Every man should meet a Swedish stewardess at least once in his lifetime. Swedish Fly Girls, rated R.
Created man.
Woman created the sin of
Adam
and Eve.
Flesh against fang, brawn against beast, courage against claw.
Taste the forbidden fruit.
See
the sin of
Adam
and Eve.
Rated R.
Meet Serena, the siren of the sea. When will you mate? Underwater warriors in a savage struggle for survival. A primeval princess leads her people from a kingdom beneath the sea to a blazing battleground above. Beyond Atlantis. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Welcome to the wildest, hottest vacation ever.
summer camp. These are not just campers, they're animals. And this is not just a camp, it's a zoo. Because whatever turns you on turns into a party. Come on, join the action and enjoy the laughs. Send yourself to summer camp. It'll flip your toga. Rated R.
Russ Meyer, the rural Fellini, serves up a colossal motion picture geared for the young and old alike, the sophisticate and the blue collar. A cinematic smorgasbord of mind-boggling beauty. 6 of the most bountiful women in the world, served up from the lusty table of Russ Meyer. Feast on it. Rated X.
Drop what you're doing. Come see.
Waitress. Yes, it's Waitress. Hands down, the most outrageous comedy of the year. Waitress. Exploding with laughter, romance, and fun.
Your wife has been assaulted by a horse.
Waitress, now serving at a theater near you.
Rated R. No one under 17 admitted without an adult.
The cheerleaders are back in our greatest adventure yet, Revenge of the Cheerleaders.
That's and dope every day? What happened to the school books? Where's the library?
Revenge of the Cheerleaders will show you why we're the team that everybody wants to make. So check out Revenge of the Cheerleaders. We're everybody's favorite student bodies. Revenge of the Cheerleaders. Rated R.
This is Times Square in the heart of Sin City, USA. This is the home of the massage parlor hookers. Small-town girls with big city morals. Fast-action women that hard men fight and die for. The anything-for-a-price gals who make your pleasure their business. Massage parlor hookers. For the right price, they'll never rub you the wrong way. See the massage parlor hookers. Rated R.
I'm a swinging cheerleader, and it's lots of hard work.
Fight, kid, fight!
Look at that, fat! I'll cut your face up like a tomato.
Why don't you find yourself a little cheerleader?
My friends call me Katie.
Looking them over good, huh, Fred?
We're the swinging cheerleaders, rated R.
Come huddle with the cheerleaders.
Mom, Dad, I made the team!
Has your sex life improved any since you made the team? The cheerleaders, rated R.
How much loving does a normal couple need presents a tantalizing question. Efforts to measure love have been attempted in surveys, statistics, and graphs. Now Hollywood filmmaker Russ Meyer endeavors to answer for once, for all, that all-important question. How much loving does a normal couple need? This is a motion picture of excesses. 3 women at the mercy of love. Sheila, Italy's bombastic answer to the world's most alluring women. Babette, a volatile voluptua from the fertile fields of France. Coral, Sweden's personification of innocence, lost in the body of a woman. Who can say how much loving does a normal couple need until you have seen it in fabulous Eastman color.
Get ready for a dozen sensational young co-eds who turn the campus upside down. Incoming freshmen, ready and eager to learn something that's definitely extracurricular.
I hate to get bogged in with classes when all those new guys are running around.
Incoming freshmen, it's not what you know, but how you make the grade.
When a girl goes off to college, things just sort of change.
Incoming freshmen, rated R.
We'll get him where it hurts the most.
What do you mean?
We'll get his check.
The city is dark.
The night is hot, and the tomcats are loose. They're young, they're cute, and they kill people.
Guys, take me with you!
Not on your life. Tomcats, rated R.
You cute little baby.
Fame of the Jungle, featuring the voice of Johnny Weissmuller Jr. Also featuring the voice of John Belushi. Shame of the Jungle.
We are in big trouble.
You've heard about it. You've read about it. Now, finally, you can see it.
It will be a dangerous trip, and I don't know what we're likely to encounter out there. But someone has got to save the Earth from the treacherous clutches of that evil ray.
Sure. Why not? We'll give it a try.
Blast off with Flesh Gordon in his cosmic crusade against all evil. Witness the unbelievable, death-defying feats of that most remarkable superhero of them all, Flesh Gordon. Journey with Flesh Gordon through the dangerous outer reaches of intergalactic space as he joins forces with the mysterious Professor and the lovely Dale Arder to save the Earth from the incredible sex ray.
It's so strange in here. Flesh, it almost looks alive.
Flesh Gordon, the preposterous. Be swept away to the dazzling heights of astonishment as you enter worlds unknown.
I'm Prince Precious, rightful heir to the throne of porno.
What is it? The floor! It's opening! Join Flesh Gordon as the crafty Emperor Wang unleashes the forces of interstellar tyranny against him in 100 mind-boggling adventures. Flesh Gordon. Look! An outrageous parody of yesteryear's superhero.
It's the 8th wonder of the world.
Oh, boy. Not to be confused with the original Flash Gordon.
It's a vicious war, fierce, dirty, and it needs help from wherever it can get it. Even from commandos such as this quartet of beauties, Hustler Squad. An action-packed, no-holds-barred motion picture about the most unlikeliest freedom fighters ever to grace a battlefield. Hustler Squad. They're for real. They're out for victory. Hustler Squad. Rated R.
Class of 1984. Their only goal is power.
I run this school, man. If you want to survive around here, you have got to learn to look the other way. I am the future. I am the future. I am the future. Somebody's got to stop this insanity.
If they are the future, who will stop them? Class of 1984. Rated R.
What do you get when you cross Animal House with Up in Smoke? You're right. It's Mad Maker's all-new King Frat. It's raunchy. It's hilarious. And it's completely out of control. You'll rip a zipper laughing when you see Mad Maker's all-new King Frat. If our name is banned, what can you expect from the movie?
In today's violent world, young girls disappear daily, lost forever in the Hong Kong slave market. Forced to submit to unbearable tortures, 5 girls escape and become the Bod Squad. Trained to kill. Set to destroy each man that abused them. The Bod Squad. Rated R, released by Film Ventures International. Now, the
motion picture that tells it like it really was in 1 million BC. Meet Sexy Santa Burger, the caveman's answer to cold winter nights, when women had tails for a Stone Age laugh riot. Rated R. Now, when women lost their tails, brings you a nostalgic look at 1 million BC.
Duck your head and the pebble will go even farther.
See more of Sexy Santa Burger as she unveils a whale of a tail in her all-new Laugh Riot.
Those beasts want one thing only.
When women lost their tails. Rated R.
What are they doing?
Coming soon, the true and savage adventures of the most treacherous animal in the jungle. Tarzana, the wild girl. She had the heart and mind of a savage beast, but the body of a wild girl. Tarzana, the wild girl. She swings through the jungle as naked as the animals. See Tarzana, the wild girl. Rated R, no one under 17 admitted without a parent or guardian.
Right up there into those mountains.
Defying death for motives known only to each person as they embark on a trail of terror to capture Bigfoot. For the first time on the screen, don't miss this most exciting true story ever filmed, Bigfoot.
See 10 tons of animal fury leap from the screen. See 8. See giant ape defy jaws of great white shark. See giant ape vanquish monster reptile. See ocean liner demolished. See Metropolis fight to survive flaming holocaust. See helpless beauty in embrace of 36-foot monster. See 8 in 3D.
If you felt the electricity of Billy Jack and Walking Tall,
Damn it, Sunday. You gotta fight for what's yours.
you are now ready for the No Mercy Man. A hero, a savage, a man driven to the breaking point. And when he breaks out, all hell comes with him. No man, no movie has ever gone this far. The No Mercy Man. Rated R.
All right, close it up. We're moving out. All right, you heard the man. Let's move it.
If you've ever wondered what hell was like, this is it. A world where men and women live like animals, and the only human emotions left are hate and lust. Chain gang women. They lived by one golden rule: take what you want.
Y'all just get out there and do a good day's work for the state.
Don't miss Chain Gang Women. When you live like an animal, anything goes.
When the Lord comes to take me away.
They came from another planet to destroy the Earth. Giant spiders crushing, clawing, killing, wreaking havoc. There was no place to hide from them. They were everywhere. Could anything stop the giant spider invasion? Beware, the spiders are coming.
Soon, the way you heard about The Omen and Carrie, you'll hear about
The Child.
I have friends. They do favors for me.
What kind of favors?
You'll find out.
Let's play Hide and Go Kill, a terrifying screen thriller. The Child, rated R.
The Redeemer. No matter where you turn, he is there. No matter how you scream, he will continue to gather the souls of those who have sinned with the hand that bears the mark of the Son of Satan, the one called the Redeemer. Rated R.
Lee, in his greatest horror role since Dracula. It's far out, fantastic and frightening. The creeping, crawling terror that haunts those marked for diabolical disaster. Here's the thrills of more than a dozen horror movies all rolled into one. Nobody will ever escape from the blood demon. We dare you to keep watching the screen throughout this entire film.
American International Pictures presents Cannibal Girls. They're young, beautiful, and very, very sexy. They love every man they meet. First to death.
No.
Then for dinner. In order not to offend or horrify those in the audience of a squeamish or prudish disposition, the sound of a bell in the theater will warn you when to close your eyes or turn away so that you may avoid witnessing certain scenes of an especially erotic or gruesome nature.
All we ever do around here is cook and eat. Food can be a marvelous appetizer.
I'm looking forward to the main course myself.
Cannibal Girls. Rated R.
Come with us to the forbidden chambers where the devil's men perform the secret rites of the land of the Minotaur. Those who enter the forbidden chamber of the Minotaur must die. The land of the Minotaur.
Welcome to Central High, where the rich kids really get away with murder. This year, the in crowd has a real problem, because this year there's a new kid, and he doesn't like to be pushed around. He lives by the golden rule, do unto others, and make it permanent. You've got 3 minutes. Welcome to Central High. You're just in time for a massacre. Massacre at Central High, rated R.
The captain and crew are delighted you could join them aboard the SS Blood Star.
There's no one here!
Don't worry if you never see them. That's because they're dead. Death Ship. The story of an evil so intense, it takes on a life of its own. Death Ship, rated R.
Somewhere in the Antarctic, something ancient, something alien, something. John Carpenter's The Thing, the ultimate in alien terror, rated R.
From the people who brought you Halloween, more of the night he came home. Halloween 2. There is no place to hide. He will always find you. Halloween 2. More of the night he came home.
Rated R. They thought they had buried her forever. The Awakening. Rated R. Beyond science, beyond fiction, there is a hell in space. Horror Planet. No one who lands here leaves here alive. A force of unknown terror, a war of alien invaders, a nightmare of living death. Horror Planet. The end of the universe begins here. Horror Planet. Rated R.
Now, blood eaters are out there. They are coming, hunting, searching out fresh prey. Without feeling, without mercy, they track their victims down. Nothing will prepare you for the horror of these butchers of the damned. Nothing will protect you from the terror of the blood eaters. See Blood Eaters, Rated R. Max Wren is a victim.
I woke up with a headache.
He has been exposed to Videodrome.
I've been hallucinating for a while, ever since... What? Since I first saw Videodrome.
Please, come to me now. Come to Nikki.
And Max Wren can do nothing to stop it.
Long live the new flesh.
It will shatter your reality. Videodrome, starring Deborah Harry and James Woods. A shocking new vision from the creator of Scanners.
Anything can happen when you're alone in the dark. Anything.
What happened? It came through the window. What came through the window?
Why is this happening?
Alone in the dark. Rated R.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Help me, please!
Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street. Rated R.
Tony's father has been away a long time. Now, he's coming home.
Why did you come back?
I came back for you.
Extro, bearing black magic from outer space. His mission, to avenge, to possess, to destroy. Extro. Some extraterrestrials aren't friendly. From New Line Cinema, Rated R.
The terror that gripped the Lutz family in the Amityville Horror. But how did it really begin? What was the original evil that possessed the house and drove a young boy to destroy everything and everyone he loved? Now, Amityville 2, The Possession, Rated R.
Something is moving in the fog.
Who's there?
Something not quite human.
Who is that?
In Halloween, John Carpenter created a night of absolute fear. Now, he has conjured an evil so intense, not even the dawn can drive it away. The Fog, a study in unrelenting terror. Rated R.
have seen the dark shadows moving in the woods, and I have no doubt that whatever I have resurrected is sure to come calling for me.
It was the woods themselves. They're alive.
Evil Dead. They got up on the wrong side of the grave. Evil Dead from New Line Cinema. So frightening no one under 17 admitted. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Friday the 13th. You may only see it once, but that will be enough. Friday the 13th. Rated R. On a June night in 1980, Friday the 13th, 12 of her friends were murdered. Why should Friday the 13th, 1981 be any different? Friday the 13th, Part 2, Rated R.
Conveniently located off the main road is Ida and Vincent's motel.
You want us to register?
No, that won't be necessary. You'll never forget Ida's cooking, Farmer Vincent's prompt and courteous service, and ask to see their secret garden. You just might die laughing. Motel Hell, Rated R.
Your blind date is coming. No wonder you're nervous. Relax. He knows how to treat a lady. And no one ever complains. Blind date. You won't be coming home in one piece. Rated R from New Line Cinema.
They wanted to see something different. But something different saw them first. The unseen lives.
Let go!
When you see it, it'll be too late. There has never been a film as frightening. A terror is evil. A nightmare is real. Barbara Bach stars in The Unseen from World Northall, Rated R.
There are 200 seniors at Midvale High, and 7 days till graduation. The class of '81's having the time of their life. Graduation Day, Rated R.
Lily, Ramona, Kathy. Live for kicks, but someone's killing for kicks. You'll feel their terror. You'll see their horror. Death screams. Rated R.
It's time you believed in a new kind of horror. The horror of the children. Something you wouldn't dare to imagine has happened to the children. Pray you never meet them. The Children, Rated R.
Don't enter the corridors of a twisted mind. If you go forward, you'll find insanity.
If you climb these stairs, you're heading for madness. And soon, you'll share the terrifying secret behind this door in the room of steel. Don't go in the house. But if you do, don't say we didn't warn you. Don't go in the house. Rated R.
Now we'd like to show you some scenes from Charles Kaufman's Mother's Day. We'd like to show you the scene with the machete, but we can't. We'd love to show you the scene with the choker, the axe, the electric knife, but we can't because Mother's Day is too intense for television. The only way you'll ever see what happens is to see Mother's Day at a theater near you. Mother's Day contains scenes of violence which may be considered shocking. Under 17, not admitted without parent. In this town on Valentine's Day, everybody loses their heart.
It looks like Harry Warden's back in town.
In the town of Valentine Bluffs, there are many ways to die. Take your pick. My Bloody Valentine.
In the shadow of evil, in the echo of sin, in the icy stare of moonlight, our ghostly tale begins. Screams of a winter night. How do you think these stories get started? Rated PG.
Warning. This television commercial cannot show the terrifying transformation sequence from The Beast Within. The filmmakers strongly suggest that those who may be shocked by this unique and horrifying movie use caution when seeing the film. You have been warned. The Beast Within. Rated R.
More chilling than nightmares. Blacker than the darkest corners of your mind.
Vicky, you back?
There is the unholiest terror of all. Deadly Blessing. Rated R.
On the night before her wedding, every girl is alone.
That man who's been following me.
Amy, why would anybody want to follow you?
I don't know. But now he knows where I live.
On the night before her wedding, every girl is frightened. And this time, there's good reason. He knows you're alone. Rated R.
I cannot touch your body as a man would touch you, but my child shall live as a man among others. My child and yours.
In the privacy of a woman's room, against her will, the inconceivable act. Julie Christie carries the demon seed. Fear for her. Demon seed. Rated R.
Is it a phantom, a demon, or the devil himself? There's nowhere to turn, nowhere to hide, no way to stop the car.
There was no driver in the car.
Universal presents The Car.
This is 36 Beach Hill Drive. Inside this house, something so horrifying is taking place. We cannot show it to you on television. They told you death was the ultimate horror. They were wrong.
Some movies you watch, some you feel. You'll feel Mansion of the Doomed. Mansion of the Doomed.
From the master of suspense and fear, director John Carpenter, the most thrilling program ever. Assault on Precinct 13 and Halloween.
Halloween night, 15 years ago.
Michael? I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Halloween, the night he came home.
This is the siege. It's a goddamn siege.
Precinct 13, cut off, isolated in the middle of a city, as a human wave of street killers turns the night into a nightmare. A white-hot night of hate. Assault on Precinct 13.
Assault on Precinct 13 and Halloween. When terror hits a high note, the trick is to stay alive.
Paris. On a quiet street, in an old building, a dead woman's vacant apartment is waiting. Waiting for the tenant. Roman Polanski is the tenant. In Chinatown, he exposed the dark side of corruption. In Repulsion, he explored a warped mind. In Rosemary's Baby, he examined the occult. Now, the tenant, something altogether new, altogether chilling. No one does it to you like Roman Polanski. Lieutenant, a Roman Polanski film, coming from Paramount Pictures.
They are free, and the sea is filled with promise. But they are not alone. Below a killer waits. Tintorera, tiger shark. There's a monstrous killer churning up the sea. Tintorera, tiger shark, rated R.
Outer space is expecting the unexpected. Inseminoid, the living miracle of creation, is now the deadliest force for destruction. A galaxy where friends become your enemies, nightmares become your life, and life becomes your death. Inseminoid, it is not a blessed event. Rated R.
The dreams, the nightmares, the desires, the fears.
Oh, I think I'm going crazy.
The mystery, the revelation, the warning.
Every time this kid has a dream, somebody in this town dies.
The incubus, an omen fulfilled. Rated R.
Frogs lay hundreds of millions of eggs each year. What if they all hatched? American International Pictures presents Frogs, the story of the day nature strikes back. Frogs, an American International picture rated PG. Today the pond, tomorrow the world.
Did you ever hear the words blue sunshine back in school? I remember. Blue sunshine.
Did you ever hear the words, Blue Sunshine? Try to remember. Your life may depend on it. Blue Sunshine, rated R. Halloween.
I think he'll come back.
Halloween, the night he came home. Rated R.
There have been many terrifying films, but there has never been anything quite like this. It could be the most shocking experience of your life. Phantasm. The ultimate in terror. If this one doesn't scare you, you're already dead. Phantasm, rated R.
Soon after they moved in, it began. George and Kathy's bedroom. The eyes at the window. The sewing room. So many flies. Get out. Get out. You will believe. The Amityville Horror, rated R.
She just caught the eye of a killer who lures the young and innocent, captures the best beauties, and scores the sultry and sophisticated.
Couldn't eat, couldn't feel.
He's a delight. A killer's delight.
How frightening when the innocent are so evil. What sound does madness make? The final revenge, the screeching sounds of death. What sound does madness make? Kiss of the tarantula.
Kiss of the Tarantula. Susan, a strange girl with deadly power in her lips and her pet spiders. Live, crawling, deadly, trained to kill for Susan. Don't make her mad, you may be sorry. And in a casket. Kiss of the Tarantula. Had a kiss lately?
There's the Fog and Phantasm. Just when you thought you were out of their grasp, they're back. The Fog has returned to prove that what you can't see won't hurt you. It will kill you. And Phantasm is back to kill you all over again. Two terrorific hits together to grab you. The Fog and Phantasm, rated R.
You are about to witness forbidden evil as Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer opens its horror vault to release 3 macabre masterpieces. Bela Lugosi as Count Dracula begins a bizarre legend in fear with The Mark of the Vampire. Boris Karloff as the evil Fu Manchu. Torture and human sacrifice behind The Mask of Fu Manchu. Frederick March as Dr. Jekyll, seeking man's salvation in the taboos of the unnatural. Finding Mr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. A triple trip to the time when terror began.
Rated G.